Good afternoon viewers and welcome to the EduSat lecture for the science stream. Today we have with us Dr. Umashankar Pandey from the Department of Computer Science, School of Open Learning, University of Delhi. He has been teaching us all along with the big data series, and today we have the 6th lecture, and in this we will be continuing with Hadoop and we learn about Phoenix. So without much ado, I welcome Dr. Umashankar Pandey.
Thank you. In the previous lecture, we talked about the Hadoop and the MapReduce and all. Let us just continue with that. We will talk about the refinements, the task granularity, the minimize time for the fast recovery. The fault recovery is going to be the minimized by utilizing this. The load balancing, which is going to be another important factor, which is going to be used in this one. The local execution for debugging and testing, and the compression of intermediate data. So, this kind of refinements are going to be possible in that, and by utilizing the load balancing as well as we have tell you about the default recovery system, you have to minimize that also. Now, another very important thing is the points need to be emphasized in the MapReduce, that no reduce can begin until map is complete. We have already discussed about that in map and reduce, as again I am putting here that no reduce can begin until the map is going to be complete. Master must communicate locations of the intermediate file. That is the job of the master, to communicate at every place that what is and where the intermediate files are there. And the task scheduled based on the location of data. As we have discussed earlier also, every task is scheduled to based on the data where the data is located. So, these points need to be emphasized. Another important thing, if a map worker fails any time before reduce finishes, task must be completely run. The objective of rerun is here when the reduce is not finished, before the reduce is going to be complete. If a map worker is not able to complete the task, or if the map worker is not going to be, anyhow it is fails due to some reason, the task which is going to be done by the reduce is going to be completely run. Because in this case it may possible that the results what you are going to get is not up to the mark, and that is why before finishing the re-reduce, if map any kind of problem existing in the kind of map worker, then you have to completely rerun the program so that you can achieve the proper objective, the proper result. Another important thing is that the MapReduce library does most of the hard work for us. We do have discussed earlier also that the big library which have been there is providing a lot of help for us, so that maximum work is going to be taken care of. So, these are the features are also important to this. Here you can see the model is widely applicable. You can see here that the MapReduce program in Google source tree. You can see here the count, and here's examples as follows: distributed graph, term, vector, host, document clustering, the distributed sort, web access, log states, machine learning, web link graph reversal, inverted index, construction, statistical, machine translation. So, lot of other examples are going to be there where this model is widely going to be used. How to use it? Again, a very important factor, user to do list. Indicate input output files, capital M number of map tasks, R number of reduced tasks, and the W number of machine is going to be required. So, this is how to start, how to use it. Write map and reduce function and submit the job. Now, you can see just a detailed program just for word counting. You can see here we have to just simply write in the part of map, include this map reduce, map produce h, users map function, class word count, public mapper, as you know, public, virtual wide map, constant this man input, and you can see here that constant you have to define the string text input value, constant init and text n is size, for init I is equal to 0 to I is less than n, and here what we write that skip past leading white space while I is less than n. Here we have to define, give incremental thing, and the find word int in it start is equal to 1. While I is less than n, this increment is going to be then, if start is less than I, emit the text dot substring start and I will register mapper word count. So, this is a detailed simple program for word count. Now, this was the area where map have been designed, and now the same thing is going to be then in reduce word count too. Users reduce function, class adder, public reducer, virtual wide reduce input, and iterate over all entries with the same key and add the values. We will define as, and it will go up to the register reducer adder. Now, here the main, the detailed example of the same map and reduce, the main is going to be init, main, int, arg and character, these things we have to define, and then map reduce input to input, including giving all, specify the output files, the map reduce output, optional do partial sum within map task to save network bandwidth out to all this. So, this is how the main is going to be designed in that way, and then giving the detailed example of word count for tuning parameters, use at most 2000. We have defined machine as 100 megabyte of memory per task. Space set we have just given, this space set map megabyte 100 and space set reduce megabyte we can give it. Now, run it, map reduce result. If map reduce inspection result, abort this, otherwise this give to machine used and return to 0. This is how we can decide all those things. Now, the applications of doing all these, string match such as grep, reverse index, count, URL access frequency, lots of examples in data mining. As we have just discussed, there are a lot of other applications are going to be there. You may be knowing nowadays when you access some kind of websites, they take care about that how many times the website have been accessed. Not only this, if you are accessing a particular kind of segment number of times, there are different kind of databases which are noticing each kind of activity, and maybe something which is required by you, next time when you search that, automatically they will provide you. What I mean to say, they are just trying to understand your behavioral activity, that what kind of information you want through the website, or any kind of specific activities you are looking for. So, those kind of niches can be just taken, are just going to be counted, not only the URL, some other kind of functioning, where data minings are going to be there into helpful. What kind of information you are looking for website, which kind of website you are looking for, what is the nature of job you are looking for, what kind of other activities you can go for, all those informations are somehow stored, and then based on those, next time you are going to do any kind of searching, they are definitely going to help in this way. So, this is not one of them, there are a lot of other examples where these things are being used. Now, here you can see that map reduce implementation. Map reduce, you can see here in the cluster Google, Apache Hadoop. Another you can see multi-core CPUs, Phoenix, which have been at the rate Stanford which have been developed, and GPU Mars HK host. So, this map reduce different kind of implementation which have been in this Google Hadoop and this multi-core CPU Phoenix stand for CPU Mars and HK host. Hadoop, we have discussed a lot about this. Hadoop is an open source Java based implementation of MapReduce, use HDFS as underlying file system. Here HDFS is Hadoop database file system. We have discussed about this Hadoop in detail, and already we have told you about that how this Hadoop start functioning and how this MapReduce implementation is being done. Here you can see in the Hadoop, in the Google MapReduce, GFS, big tables are being used, Cube is going to be there. In the Yahoo Hadoop, HDF is going to be there, files, HBase is going to be there, and nothing yet but planned in that way. Now, another recent news about the Hadoop, Apache Hadoop wins terabyte sort benchmark. To sort used 1800 maps and 1800 reduces and allocated enough memory to buffers to hold the intermediate data in memory. As we have these kind of different kind of applications are easily being resolved or used by using these kind of applications. Another latest thing which are coming as Phoenix, the best paper HPCA in 07, MapReduce for multi-processor systems, shared memory implementation of MapReduce SMP, multi-core. The features of phonics is uses thread instead of cluster nodes for parallelism, communicate through shared memory instead of network messages, dynamic scheduling, locality management and fault recovery. Who is using phonics? Now we will talk about the different kind of applications, different industries, different people who are using this phonics. Following are the using phonics: Salesforce, HomeAway, CertusNet, Alibaba.com. We will talk about these things in detail. So, different kind of applications are going to be there. Tuco there, eBay is there, Interest is there, Babametic is there, Pacific Northwest is there, Social Bakers are there who is using this phonics as an application, and they are doing lot of activity utilizing this phonics space. Now, talk the Salesforce. In our 4-state platform, the Salesforce, we rely on Apache phonics to run interactive queries against big data residing the H-based leveraging. Multi-tenant tables for customization and scale out across our diverse customer schemas. Now, this phonics is being used as aggression to build roll-up summaries, secondary indexes to improve performance. Now, this Apache phonics is the foundation of our big data stacks, allowing us to run interactive queries against H-based data in a performant manner. This has been told by the owner of the Salesforce in that way. Now, imagine what kind of good activities, how this phonics is helping them out. Now, in this HomeAway, another application who is widely using this phonics. This Apache phonics enables easy integration with the HBase for systems that rely on JDBC or SQL HomeAway. The world leader in vacation rentals leverages phonics as a SQL abstraction for HBase, powerful columnar storage to generate statistics for the vacation rental owners on HomeAways, owner dashboards. These statistics help HomeAway vacation rental owners gain key insight about the performance of their vacation rental, how well it is doing against the market and how well it is doing historically. What I would like to tell you in that way, by utilizing this Apache phonics, different kind of applications have been developed. Some of them, as we are discussing here, this HomeAway is one of the best applications where lot of information is being taken care of. All the informations the way you require is going to be presented. Different kind of database schemas and other activities which are being taken care easily by utilizing this application. Another very important thing in the HomeAway is, from a pool of billions of records that go back 2 years, HomeAway is able to serve a customer facing web pages from HBase using phonics in less than a second. For the majority of our vacation rental owners, with phonics and HBase, HomeAway is able to share the same insight it has internally on the vacation rental market to its owners, empowering them with the necessary data to make the right decision, maximizing their return on their vacation rental investment. Again, we have given you exactly just the millions or billions of the record which may have been given you in the years, each and every the customer facing the problem related all kind of home pages. As we have just mentioned, utilizing this HBase and phonics, all the informations are being accessed easily, and those informations can be retrieved just to take a specific decision. Rules are there where again you can take the decisions which are based on that. So, in this kind of applications, the phonics is being utilized in a big way, providing lots of information to you, especially in the vacation and the rental investment kind of activity. Now, another very good example is CertesNet. At the CertesNet, we utilize HBase for gigabytes level data storage and processing per 5 minutes. We found phonics most appropriate for easy to use SQL layer and JDBC query support, even more highlighting secondary index support, because we are expecting both query performance and data manipulation, load balancing for our HBase processing architecture. Imagine we do have given you the different kind of applications where Phoenix is going to be in use. The CertesNet is one of the very important things, as we have told you that the gigabit level of data storage, a huge data processing is need to be done, and we are able to get or we are able to access the information very quickly utilizing this phonics. So, getting the appropriate information very much in time, these softwares are being used. Another, you may be knowing Alibaba.com, which is very popular in that day. At Alibaba, there are two main scenarios of using the phonics are going to be there. One is large data set with relatively small result set, say 10,000 of records or so. We choose to use phonics because in this kind of scenario, because it is much more easier for user to use than HBase. native API. Meantime, it supports order by, group by syntax. Here in the Alibaba, with another large data set with large result set. It might be millions of record in the result set, even after primary key filter and often along with lots of aggregation, order by, group by invocation. We choose to use phonics in this kind of scenario because the phonics makes it possible to do complicated query in HBase, and it supports more and more features in traditional database like Oracle, which makes it more and more easier for our user to migrate their BI query onto the HBase. As we have discussed about all in Alibaba, Citrus, Salesforce and Amway, you will be able to understand that how a huge database and doing the information access based on the databases, those large number of informations, accessing the appropriate informations which is required by you or which is required by the customer, which is required by your consumer, where these kind of applications will fulfill the needs of those being use of a phonics. They are utilizing the software in such a way such that, as we have mentioned it in HomeAway, they are using billions of information is there and anybody can access, or the market rental peoples or even the owners, they can access easily the information in a very limited time, maybe in the form of minutes or seconds. And not only the information which have been just stored, the information which have been stored very back in number of years containing a very large amount of information. Simultaneously try to understand, they are doing lot of calculation not only for a specific queries which you have made regarding lot of other informations which they can provide you. Take an example, if you are going into what was the rental in the 2 year back, what is the situation at the moment, what is the rent at the moment in the market, what is happening outside, or what other kind of things are going to be taken. Keeping all those factors, doing all kind of calculations, suggesting you the best possible thing or the best way how you can get a better return, or in other way how can a customer can be benefited with a good number of opportunities, facilities which can be provided globally. So, in this way these softwares are helping out. In the same way as we have mentioned about Alibaba, which is again most widely used. So, different places the phonics is going to be used, and the reason being because a very large amount of data need to be calculated, need to be processed, and then you need appropriate result based on utilizing this kind of, you can say, data mining, or the based of this you need the calculations. So, in one word that you saw, this software is playing an important role how to organize the databases and accessing the information from the other databases also easily, make it compatible according to your requirement and provide you the required information very much in time in a real way. So, this is how these things are going to be helpful to you in this way. We will like to tell you some more example based on that, and you can see TICO is going to be the another one. The TICO is a leading provider of assurance and analytics solution to the communication service provider worldwide. This is a worldwide known company where in the TICO, the phonics is to provide fast access to the customers' activity records. The system is required to manage tens of billions of records per day. Imagine, it's only easy to say tens of billions records to maintain. The phonics allows us easy and rapid development using its SQL interface while maintaining HBase. The performance and throughout, it saves the need to handle and manage lower level operations and allows clean and maintainable code. Imagine when we talk about the tens of billions of records per day. Take a very simple example as a customer, when you are handling a mobile phone with you, even you just make a call to your customer section or customer care section to your system provider, immediately you ask for particular information. Imagine billions of activities, billions of informations are there. Even you are making thousands of calls could be there, or the messages could be there, receiving calls are going to be there, what kind of plan is running on a mobile phone, how the renting is going to be done. Just see, it's very easy. But maintaining all these records are there, it's a very difficult task, and that too in a real sense. Immediately you can make a call to your customer care section and you can get what are the calls you have made today, what are the durations of those calls, what are the charges have been made, not only this, what are the calls you have received, many other informations also. So all these things, informations are happening, calculations and everything is being done immediately in a reality sense. How the millions of record informations is being followed. Now imagine, this is only we are talking about the one service provided. The main company which is controlling each and every information, those spectrum what we are talking about, and lot of other activities to maintaining those many billions records, storing them and providing you the proper required information to you as a customer, maybe to other government agencies as an information, to other communication authorities, and different kind of information need to be provided. What I mean to say, calculating each and everything, providing each and every information is not possible by using a traditional databases. And that is why these things are being required, where many billions record at the moment, what will happen tomorrow we don't know, the different kind of informations. As you know, at the moment the information is not only coming in a textual form, it could be a different form also, it could be in the form of pictures, it could be a form of video, it could be a form of different kind of audio and other text also. So when this kind of multi activities going on, in other way, multiple type of informations need to be stored, need to be calculated, need to be processed, then definitely it is going to be a toughest task. As you will be already knowing, today if you go to search a particular item on the website, you are not getting only the website related information. You may get the pictures related to that, you may get the audio related to that, you may get the video related to that. What I mean to say is that the different way of techniques have been developed in doing of searching different kind of items, and that kind of help, that kind of technology is going to be provided by these phonics and other kind of softwares. So, in TICO is one of them. Another softwares are also going to be there, as we have just mentioned, that it saves the need to handle and manage lower level operations and allows clean and maintainability code. Now, you may be very much knowing about the eBay. We have been exploring phonics since July 2014 and have successfully achieved couple of analytics using cases with a huge data set. The eBay were able to achieve read-write performances in MS, even slicing and dicing data in many dimensions. Path or flow analysis. This use case was very specific and targeted for core mobile native applications, where we were trying to find users' behavior with many dimensions application. Version, device, OS version, carrier, etc. This was the offline process where we process and aggregate daily data and load once in phonics schema. As we have told about you may be knowing about the lot of activity, lot of e-commerce activity, especially doing in the eBay, where you can buy the items. Not only this, now they are coming with the any latest things that even you can see the item in a physical form also somewhere at some outlet. So, just by storing all the informations about your behavioral activity, these kind of softwares are maintaining a big thing, so that especially in the area of mobile commerce or in e-commerce, they can come in playing a big role. Already they are doing a lot of many $billion processing is already being done. Still they are trying to have much more facility for the users, so that any user can see any item physically, not only through net, he can touch it also, see it also from the different angles. Now, in the eBay, a real-time analytics data trend is going to be there. As you have just mentioned, this is near real-time aggregation of tracking data to find trend of events with multi-dimensional. It does write aggregation and data to HBase plus phonics continuously at present 12K to 15K records, and read for report generation at the same time. So, there are many other different kind of applications which are going to be there in utilizing this phonics. Another very important thing is intercept, the science of threat detection. The intercept live at the intersection of analytics and cyber security, providing a cyber attack threat detection solution that uses behavioral analytics, machine learning and big data to protect critical data. We would like to tell you that phonics is very much going to be used to do all these kind of things, where this store the informations received and do the calculations very fast. The phonics allows us to perform the dynamic and ad hoc queries to build machine learning models that represent normal activity in order to detect abnormal, and anomalous and risky behaviors. With behavioral models and input features that vary across data sets, the expressiveness of the phonics SQL interface becomes a critical, enabling and accelerate technology that allows us to build threat detection model to keep up with the customer and market demand. This is one of the very important thing, especially in the area of when you talk about the cyber security and storing the different kind of behavioral activities. Based on that, developing the different kind of models and other things as per the requirement of the customer, or you can say the demand of the market is going to be there. NG data is another very important thing. The Apache Phonics allows users of our customer analytics platform Lily to easily ingest and manage customer fact data. Our users don't have to learn complex or specific APIs for this, but can tap into familiar competence. SQL, NG data is happy to both use and proves to be solid choice backed by a great community on day-to-day basis. So, we do have a mention many of the applications where this phonics is being used. You can see here the workflow also, how the input and the different job is being split at map stage. You can see here the worker 1 and different kind of workers which have been assigned at map stage and then divided in different partitions. After being, then it is reduced, the tasks are assigned to different workers at that place and ultimately merging all those kind of activity, and then we can get the output. So, here how you can see the after getting input, the task is being split in the different map segments and reduce in this, and this you can get the output. Your tasks have been reduced in the different framework, and after that different workers will continue with the job. The result is being merged together and finally you are going to. So, today we have talked about all the different kind of applications based on this phonics. As we have given you the very slight thing, there are a large number of applications are being there, where a large applications have been there. We have just mentioned few of them which is very well known to you all this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for explaining how we can use Phoenix etc. to segregate our data and utilize the data. So, I hope we follow up this discussion in the future lectures. I thank Dr. Umashankar Pandey, and I request the student to also do send in your queries, and please follow up this lecture once we upload it to YouTube. Thanks for watching.